So today I got two topics which I want to touch on. One of those being Yeezy, of course. There's a big buzz surrounding the Yeezy name right now, with the big news that Adidas will be resuming Yeezy sales here in the fourth quarter. Now, at the same time, we got Ye working on the new album Bully, and apparently we have a new YEEZY.com drop which is loading up very soon. Now, the other story which I want to touch on, I don't know if you guys have seen this chart which has been floating around, but apparently Business of Fashion, they're saying that the Adidas Samba in 2024 has surpassed Nike classics such as the Air Force One as well as the Jordan 1 in interest. So I don't know, it sounds kind of sus. We're gonna have to look into it, guys. If you enjoy these updates, make sure you smash the like button. It's very important. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. Now let's go ahead and start with Yeezy, which it looks like sometime last night, or I guess you could say even early this morning, the Reddit detectives, they were working overtime as they discovered some interesting activity via the back end of Yeezy.com servers. So apparently there's this new section that's been created at bully.yeezy.com/collections. Of course, one would assume this is where we could see the new Yeezy drop go down. Now, normally I wouldn't get too overexcited about this because we've seen them tease us like this in the past, but shortly after this update was discovered, then the official Yeezy Instagram account, they then posted this little image, I guess, which they're teasing the new upcoming Gosha collection right here, which interestingly enough, yesterday I did mention that there's kind of like this gray area right now as far as the Yeezy fashion side, but apparently they're looking to pick up right from where they left off. Now, what you see right here as far as the graphics, or I'm sorry, the font is some type of Russian text. I'm not sure exactly what it translates to, but I'm loving the cuts. What you see right here, very like progressive, as you have like the baggier fitted pants with the more tight, slim fitted top. You gotta love it. Sign me up for this right here, especially if they can maintain that $20 price point. I think that would be absolutely incredible. Now, at the same time, Yeezy did suffer some issues this year, as far as like shipping and everything like that. So let me know what you guys think as far as shipping goes. Will you still be jumping on hopping on this stuff as far as how you saw how everything went down as far as the previous drops? I would say though, like with shipping and everything, they did start to improve the shipping times over time, but I think they could definitely do a lot better right here. So sign me up for all this stuff right here. I'm sure this is just a little tease of what we can expect. These are pieces that we've seen Ye actually rocking himself, definitely the sweatpants a lot. So I'm sure we'll have a whole wide range of different items to choose from, or maybe not. It could be just as simple as what you see right here. Now, in the past, we did see Yeezy teasing like a drop with a full collection, a wide selection of different items, down from nylon pants down to like raincoats, even the Yeezy shades and everything like that, which I know you guys are extremely excited about the Yeezy shades, which I love the fact that you guys are hyped to see that drop, which I do want to see those drop for everybody. I would say though, myself, I'm not too hype on like older stuff like the Yeezy shades. I just feel like we've kind of moved on from that. And as far as like the current aesthetic, I feel like something like the Yeezy shades, which is more in like that futuristic lane, doesn't really match up with like the current direction that Yeezy's on right now. But regardless, I would still be excited for all of you guys to be able to cop that stuff. So as far as the new Yeezy stuff, all we've seen so far is just what I've talked about. We got the image loaded up on their Instagram account. The new collection section has been loaded on the back end of the servers, but as of now, while I'm recording this, no official drop as of yet. So for now, we're just gonna have to hold on and wait. Let me know if you guys are excited for a new Yeezy drop down below. Now, for our other story, recently Business of Fashion, they put out this crazy, it feels like almost like a hit piece on Nike, where essentially they're speaking on like how Nike's interest as far as like their most popular models has began to like fade over time, and how their new recently leadership change with Elliot Hill coming in and everything like that. It looks like he's got a tough task ahead of himself. So let's go ahead and look at the data and everything that they're saying, which they apparently claim that the Adidas Samba has surpassed the Jordan 1 as well as the Nike Air Force One in interest, which to me almost sounds blasphemous, but at the same time, you know, with the Samba taking off this year and everything like that, could have potential some type of truth behind it. So let's go ahead and see what the data and everything is talking about. So what you have here is this chart, which apparently the data comes from November of 2023 all the way up to most recently September of 2024. And what they're showing here is Google search interest on the internet, of course. So you have the popular Air Force One, which beginning on the chart was all the way at the top, and then you had, of course, the Air Jordan 1 like right under it. But it looks like based off the data, you see a sharp decline in the search interest, while apparently the Samba has increased, surpassing both of those Nike classics, which is absolutely mind-blowing to me. Now, this second chart right here, they have the resale prices, which as you guys see right here, they're showing that not only has the Jordan 1 and Air Force 1 resale prices plummeted, but on top of that, the Nike Dunk, which at one point was like a smash hit, you know, for Nike, but it seems like now the interest has definitely fallen. And then of course they highlight Nike's newness problem, where they're essentially showing that when you look at their core retail partners, you know, people like Foot Locker and stuff like that, as far as what they stock on the shelves, Nike is still just pumping out the same Jordan 1s, Air Force 1s, and Dunks, which make up the majority, while you have more innovative running models such as the Pegasus, you know, making up just a small portion of what they're carrying on their retail partner store shelves. So you see Nike's again lineup right here, as you even see popular models such as the Jordan 1 have also declined as well. So it looks like Nike has a tough task ahead of themselves. It seems like as far as them relying on their classics, such as the models we've just mentioned, it's kind of came back to bite them, and people are getting a little tired. They're getting a little stagnant. They're getting tired of these older models and looking for something fresh and new and exciting, which is why I feel like a pair such as the Adidas Samba has surpassed the interest of these classic Nike models. Now, this pair right here is nothing new. The Sambas has been around just as long as some of these Nike classics. I want to say even before them, but as far as like the interest, it has resurged just due to the fact that we've just been kind of burnt out on these classic Nike models. Nike's just dropping too many of them, and now people are looking for something new, which is why I feel like the Samba was like a breakthrough. If you look back on it, like the Nike Dunk wave, probably the peak was like what, 2020, and then like 2021 the Samba came in, and they've kind of been here to stay ever since. And what I think with Adidas, the reason they're able to keep the Samba fresh, you know, not feel like the same burnt out feeling that you have with some of these Nike models, is they continue to innovate with the Samba. And I'm not talking like groundbreaking tech innovation, but what you're seeing is they're pumping out different crazy colorways, they're switching up the materials, they're dropping different collaborations, which is why I feel like they're able to keep the Samba fresh. Now, Nike, of course, they could do the same thing, you know, switch up the materials, hit us with some different collabs and stuff like that. But the problem is that like Nike fans are just so much purists, like they're just so locked into the nostalgia and just the pure OG stuff, that anytime you try to switch up stuff with Nike, like say for example the Jordan 1 Reimagined, where they went from the leather finish on those Jordan 1 Royals down to the suede finish, and everybody hated it. So I feel like Nike Jordan fans are just like so locked into the nostalgia and like the OG stuff that you can't switch up anything for them. So if you're not dropping anything that's not a classic, people aren't going to gravitate towards it. Whereas like the Adidas fan base, I feel like they're more open to like trying new stuff, like they're into the more like fashionable stuff like that. So it feels like Adidas is kind of leaning away from that hype scene that Nike once dominated for so long, and they're leaning into more of like the fashionable scene, the more everyday type of crowd, if you guys know what I'm saying. And that's why the Samba continues to be fresh, because as you guys see right here, this pair is not just your basic simple Samba. It's got like a nice little cheap suede finish, but I just like the materials, and I like the, I'm sorry, not the materials, but I just like the color choices. I'm a fan of the gum bottom. So this is a pair for an example of how they keep the Samba fresh. They also got different variations such as the Samba and a whole bunch of different types that, you know, I can't think of right off the top of my head. As you guys see, I didn't really do too much research today, kind of just freestyling here on this Sunday update. But as far as Nike's new CEO, John Elliott or Elliott Hill, whatever the hell his name is, it looks like he has a tough task ahead of himself as he looks to bring Nike about the trenches that they're in right now. Because as far as sneakerheads, if it's not like an OG Nike Jordan brand release, it seems like they could really care less. So we'll see how things turn around for him. I know here coming up in 2025, they're bringing back all the classics, all the grails, which should satisfy all of you guys, but they're on the clock right now. I feel like they got to use this next year to come up with some innovative, or it looks like 2026 ain't going to be looking too bright for Nike. But then again, they are still the leaders in the industry, so are they really doing that bad, or is this all being blown out of proportion? Let me know what y'all think down below. So again, guys, I want to have a comprehensive discussion down below. Make sure you guys drop your feedback. Just don't come in here with like some crazy comments like that have nothing subjective to say, like just hating. I need something like, you know, to talk about down below. So drop your feedback. If y'all enjoyed today's update, make sure y'all smash the like button. Just wanted to touch in with you guys here on this Sunday. So Let me know if you guys are excited about the new Yeezy drop, which could happen at any time. So of course we'll have to stay locked in for that one. And what do you guys think about classics such as the Nike Air Force 1 and Jordan 1 being surpassed by the Samba? Do y'all feel like that's real or just fake analytics that they're trying to push on us to kind of push this own narrative? Drop your feedback down below, guys. I'm out. Enough rambling. I'll catch y'all next time. Love.